So when I was originally thinking about the topic of this video, in my brain, I was thinking why everybody needs therapy. But you know what? That's not actually true. That's not the right words. Everybody would benefit from therapy. Not everybody needs therapy. Some people really need it, but everybody would benefit from therapy. And here's why. I don't know about you, but when I was born, I did not come with an instruction manual. I bet you didn't either. And so sometimes when you are trying to find your way through something, you need to look something up. You need to get some advice. You need a little bit of guidance because guess what? We're all out there floundering. And as a therapist, I went and got a lot of schooling on your behalf. So I could be like a quick Google version of, hey, how do I do this thing better? So you can come to me and I can help you live your life in a better way, a more effective way, kind of like a life hack way of, here's how I want to do this thing. How do I want to do it? And so that's why everyone could benefit from therapy. And you know what? Self-reflection is really interesting. I don't know. I like to know why I do the certain things that I do. I like to be curious about myself and other people. And if you can be curious about why your partner's doing something or why your child's doing something, and you can figure out the root cause of where something comes from, you're going to be able to navigate a lot of the ups and downs of life. And that's a lot of what therapy is about. How do I navigate this? How do I do this thing just a little bit better? And again, not trying to fix all of the stuff, but just to give you tools along the way. So that's why everybody could benefit from some therapy. And also, when you come into therapy, a lot of what we talk about is, the big thing of trust. It's kind of a really big thing. And it's also really hard to describe to somebody what exactly does trust feel like. When I'm talking about trust in my groups and with couples, sometimes I'll ask them, how would you describe what trust feels like to a 5-year-old? And so sometimes they'll say things like, well, trust is like you tell your 5-year-old you're going to take them to ice cream after school and you take them. Yeah, that's kind of like what trust feels like. Trust feels like when you go to sit down on a couch and there's that moment between when your thighs stop working and you let go and you actually let yourself sit down. That's what trust feels like, that little moment where you let go and you know that the other thing is going to do what they're supposed to do. The couch is going to be there for you. There's a fantastic, amazing therapist out there. I'm sure all of you have probably heard of her before. If you haven't, I'm introducing you to her now. Her name is Brené Brown, and I have taken her Anatomy of Trust and used it in a lot of the work that I do. And I'm going to break it down for you right now because this is something that I love to teach to my clients. The Anatomy of Trust is based off of this theory that trust has 7 different elements to it. And Brené Brown has done all of this research to figure out what are these elements of trust. Because all of us at some point in time have been in a relationship with someone where we say, I trust you, but gosh, I don't trust you. And you're like, but why? I trust you sometimes, but sometimes I have no idea what you're doing and I cannot rely on you at all. So here are the 7 elements of trust. And we're going to use the acronym of BRAVING. So the first one, the B, stands for boundaries. Now with boundaries, it's can you set boundaries and can you keep boundaries? And I'll expand on boundaries a little bit later. But first of all, can this person set a boundary and can they keep a boundary? The R stands for reliability. Reliability means, do you do what you say you're going to do? A stands for accountability. Now, I'm going to stop on this one for a second because this is where a lot of people get accountability wrong. Accountability is literally owning the facts of the situation. If I show up late someplace and I say, oh my gosh, I didn't mean to be late, that's not me being accountable. Accountable sounds like this. I'm late, everybody. That's it. Just own it. Because there's nothing more frustrating than somebody saying, well, I didn't mean to, because that really takes away the experience of the other person. The V stands for vault. Now, not meaning we're going to vault over something. V stands for vault, as in, are you going to lock it up? So vault is, if I hand you sensitive information, are you able to hold it and to keep it on my behalf? If I tell you something that's sensitive and I say, please don't share this with anybody else, can you lock it up in the vault? Can I trust that you're going to hold that sensitive information for me? The I stands for integrity. And integrity is being who you say you are, both behind closed doors and out in public. It is very frustrating, especially with social media these days, where we kind of have these 2 faces, who we are with our friends and family, who we are on a social media platform. Sometimes it's not consistent, and that can be really frustrating. Integrity also goes back to our core values. Are we upholding what we say are the values that are important to us? The N is actually 2 words. It stands for no judgment. This is a hard one. No judgment means if I come to you and I share something with you that is maybe a little controversial, maybe has a little shame or guilt wrapped around it, and I share this thing with you, you're going to come back to me with a statement that does not hold any judgment on it. So no name calling, no saying what I did was stupid, just maybe coming with some type of curiosity. And the G stands for generosity, which doesn't necessarily mean that you're willing to give the shirt off your back, even though that's nice too. Generosity stands for, are you assuming the best of the other person in every situation? So that's braving. Now, if you're following through with this and you're thinking, wow, this person that I have in mind, they're really good with respecting my boundaries and they're really great with accountability, but oof, they are judgmental and they do not assume the best of me. That's where you know the trust is broken. So instead of going to your partner and just saying, I don't trust you as far as I can throw you because of all of these reasons, say, you know what, I really trust you because you're super consistent in these ways. But in these ways, there's done a lot of harm here, and so we need to work on the judgment piece and the generosity piece. And that is a fantastic platform for how you two can communicate about trust and the parts that need to be worked on. Hi, my name is Alexis Marin. I am a registered drama therapist, a life coach, and a speaker.